Hi guys, good morning. So here we have Mr. Randy Tawa from Mohegan Sun, and he's going to be talking today about his position on Mohegan Sun and how it affects our events.
Thank you. Good morning. My name's Randy Nook. I'm a tribal elder for the Narragansett tribe also, and Seekonk Wampanoag on my mother's side. I was a tribal councilman for 20 years, tribal ambassador. Something about myself other than what I do in Mohegan Sun. Tribal name is Paponi McQuasham, which means winter wolf in my language. Uncle to Madison, hopefully I don't embarrass her here today, but look forward to the opportunity to share a little bit about what I do. I am a vice president of player development at Mohegan Sun, been there about 18 years now. I started out as an executive host and was promoted after a couple of years as director of player development, and now a vice president of player development. And it's what we do is we work with guests, be it folks that have been coming in for a long time, upper level gamblers, shall I say, and then those that first time there, had never been there before, call us up and we bring them in from wherever they are and introduce them to Mohegan Sun. Has anyone ever been to Mohegan Sun? Yeah, it's I know I sound like a homer with this, but I think it's a beautiful property. It's one of the 2-3 largest casinos in the world, certainly in this country. It's on the Indian reservation, the Mohegan tribe, and that means tremendous. That means a lot to me. That my tribe, Narragansett tribe, and Seekonk Wampanoag. Some tribes don't have a lot of economic development going, but Mohegan and Mashantucket Pequot, the owners of Foxwoods, and a lot of tribal casinos out there on reservation lands. It's a great opportunity for the tribes to make money, for prosper for their citizens, their tribal members. And so working at Mohegan Sun, being on a reservation, being one of the nicest and largest casinos in the world, one of the largest arenas, 10,000 seat arena in the world, casino element that is. It's a great source of pride. As a player development representative, again, I referenced it, we try to get folks there. There's a lot of opportunity out there, a lot of competition. Rhode Island has 2 casinos for that matter. They're dotted around the country. Whether one wants to gamble or not, it's not necessary that you gamble to go to casinos. The entertainment value that I mentioned, the arena, they own the Connecticut Suns women's basketball team. They had the Black Wolves a couple years back, professional lacrosse, men's lacrosse. But the casino, it has a gambling aspect, and what we try to do to get folks in, maybe offer them a hotel room or complimentary meal. A lot of times it's based on what they do gambling-wise on the gaming floor, but it's also the opportunity to bring someone there for the first time, those that haven't been there. If you happen to want to go there when you're old enough to gamble, that's one place you can go. But there's a lot of times families bring their young ones, and Kids Quest, and opportunity for the young ones to be looked out for in a secure environment while the parents do what they do. I've had the opportunity to go to a lot of sporting events as a representative of Mohegan Sun. Yankee games, Bruins, Celtics, Patriots, Giants. That's all part of my position as a marketing representative, a conduit between Mohegan Sun and the guest. And you try to balance the business versus what the guest may want. But I don't want to really talk that much about it. I would think your questions may be more indicative of what you want me to discuss. So,
Does anyone have any questions?
Yes, sir.
How do you work on bringing in new players?
New players, a lot of times it's guests that are there already, people I represent, and Randy, I want my cousin or my aunt, uncle, whatever, or my aunt's in the room too. I want to recognize her, sorry. She's up from North Carolina. But anything we can try and do to elicit someone coming in, especially the first timers or those that haven't been there for a while, for whatever reason. COVID had a big impact on everything and everyone, but on the phone, computers, whatever we can do to try to get someone there. That's a big part of our job, trying to get someone there. you know, be it someone that's been there for a while or someone that's never been there. Yes.
How can Mohegan Sun ensure that people keep coming back as opposed to going to other casinos?
Well, we certainly do our best to keep them coming back. The property itself, I mean this when I say it, and as a representative, you know, it's important what image you portray to people, and what you market. The property markets itself in a lot of ways. What we do is, yeah, I can get you that room, or I'll set you up for a dinner reservation. I'll get you tickets to the show. But if you walk around that property, it's an amazing opportunity to see the culture is displayed in many of the way the hotel is set up, the gaming floor, and some of the aesthetics. It markets itself, and then hopefully we help in a little bit more in bringing folks in. Yes.
How do casinos help bring in revenue to the sports, entertainment, and event industry?
Well, the sports part of it, Connecticut Sun, they women's basketball, it hasn't taken off like the NBA, but then again, you know, maybe it won't. It's just NBA's been around forever. But the entertainment, we have some of the greatest shows there is in this country, and to think about it, it's on a reservation in the Connecticut woods. We have Bruce Springsteen. He postponed, but maybe it's not a good reference. But he's rescheduled for September. But we're always that arena in the Wolf Den is a free venue to listen to acts in the middle of the casino floor. But we have some tremendous acts throughout the year, and then the expo. Not that I'm encouraging you to do this, but just had a big tattoo convention and an RV show and boats, and there's something going on almost every weekend in the different venues we have at Mohegan Sun. Yeah.
So when does like a player become like a top level player, like that they're trying to develop?
Well, there's certainly an amount of money that comes with being a top level player. And maybe it's by chance you're lucky. It happens. I mean it, like hitting the Powerball, the Mega Millions, but someone you just put in, you're at the right machine at the right time, and just a few dollars in, and bang, you hit a big jackpot. I've seen it happen, you know, $1 million jackpot, progressive, $250,000 jackpot. People win that amount at the slot machines. Table games, it's usually you bring in a fair amount of money in order to be able to gamble to the level that gets you to the upper level of the gambling atmosphere. Did I answer it, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is your main role as the VP of New Player Development?
I'm sorry.
What is your main role as the VP of New Player Development?
Oh, as my boss would probably say, get someone in. You know, it's one way or another. We try our best. Not everyone's going to continue to come for whatever reason, but we're a salesperson in a sense for Mohegan Sun. And what do I have to do to get you there? Or what can I try to do to get you there? I can't always do what a guest may want, but hopefully I'm saying no in a polite way, respectful way. Or I can't do it this time, but please reach out again. I can't get this show, or the rooms were sold out. It happens as far as rooms. The hotel will sell regularly, and even the biggest of players sometimes, once it's sold out, that's pretty much the situation. But you know, say no respectfully and in a polite way. Well, okay, Randy, I understand. You know, and sometimes they don't understand, but hopefully that they'll give me another opportunity. They'll give Mohegan Sun another opportunity at the next time they want to come in for something. Hi.
What steps have you taken at Mohegan Sun to come into your role?
I have, sometimes I'm not hearing well, I'm sorry.
What steps have you taken to have gotten to your role?
Well, I'm lucky in the fact that for the sake of being a Native American, one thing that tribes can do for other tribal members, they practice Indian preference, a legal way of showing preference. So that didn't hurt being a member of the Narragansett tribe. I knew the chairman back at the time that I applied, and I'm sure that didn't hurt either, but there's a lot of opportunities at Mohegan Sun. If you ever go onto their website and what they're hiring for, but a lot of opportunities, not just Native people. I think they employ around 5,000 people. It's, you know, a big employer in the Eastern Connecticut region. But I was actually in law enforcement, you know, part of my career, professional career, and that job with the Mashantucket Pequot was a reduction in workforce casualties. So, but I think my political background and reaching out to folks and having that opportunity to interact with people, it helped. Was, you know, being a host, being a representative of player development, you know, you do have to have a certain amount of desire and ability to work with people, to reach out and again, be respectful and polite as possible, because, you know, we're not representing ourselves as much as we're representing Mohegan Sun in this case, and it's important. The business, like any business, you're there to do the best you can for that business that's employing you. Otherwise, there may not be employment at the end of the day. So it's a good opportunity, and you know, I'm sure you all in this room, you interact on a daily basis. Your classmates, your teachers, whatever, and that's all an experience that lends itself to work in my position. Yes, sir.
What does your role entail at the casino?
What's my role in?
What is your role at the casino? What does it entail?
Oh, in many ways, it's what I've already mentioned. It's reaching out. A large part of my day, during the week, I work Tuesday through Thursday, 8 to 4, and then Friday, Saturday, usually noon to 8 or whatever, out on the casino floor more on the weekends. 'Cause during the first 3 days, trying to get people there, or trying to work what they're trying to, what they ask for, tickets or room or whatever. But so it's on a daily basis, the computer, the phone, whatever, the cell phone, it's constantly reaching out, constantly responding to texts or emails that come from guests. I've been out of work the last couple of days visiting with family, and but still, cell phone and computer and still working it. It's never, you don't have a day off or any time off for that matter. Folks will reach out 2 in the morning, and I may not take the call necessarily at 2 in the morning, but you know, they're looking for something to get done, or maybe something happened at the casino that didn't work right. So they want us to be there. They want us to be ready. They want us to respond in a timely manner. Not necessarily at that second, but they want someone to reach out. And in this case, it's me. So continually reaching out as part of my day. Yes,
Does the casino industry still receive a bad rep considering its history?
I'm sorry.
Does the casino industry still receive a bad rep considering its history?
I think in years past it did, back when there was more undesirables perhaps. And you know, there may always be that. There'll be folks that just don't want anything to do with the casino or gambling aspect. You know, gambling's been around forever. It wasn't as legal as casinos make it, but you know, backdoors and playing games in the alleys and whatever, or you know, rooms wherever with people gambling. But it did have a bad rep, you know, years ago. But you know, maybe it was more so AC in Vegas. But casinos are not in every state, but a good number of them. You know, and on reservations too, as I said earlier. So folks are accepting them more readily than years past. There's always going to be those that oppose them or want nothing to do with gambling. Utah, as far as I know, there's no gambling at all. Hawaii, there's no gambling. So some states, until they change their laws, but it's, you know, you can gamble at home now. A lot of folks gambling online. None of them in the room, I'm sure, but you know, or scratch tickets, Mega Million and Powerball. Gambling's pretty much everywhere. So it's, and that casino is just part of the gambling industry. It's a major market in this country and other places in the world. Yes, sir.
What are some of the issues or conflicts you deal with daily?
Well, some of the more interesting ones, when a guest is, something didn't happen right for a guest, be it my fault, I didn't get them a room or whatever, or didn't get them tickets, or not necessarily my fault, but something didn't work out. Those are the ones, I mean this when I say it, those, they bother me, but it's part of what happens. You know, you don't always get what you want in life, and then that includes, I can't get you 8 tickets to whatever show, or I can't get a presidential suite. you know, or dinners are sold out. Those bother me the most, but again, if the guest understands or appreciates the limitations or what you can't do, yeah, I'm sorry I called too late, Randy, you know, the day before a show or the night of a reservation, desired reservation, they understand, but I wish I could answer all of them. I wish I could successfully get what they want, but you know, you work through those, and sometimes things happen that weren't necessarily related to me or had nothing to do with me, but you know, they fell on the floor or something, you know, a spilled drink or any number of things that in daily life happen to everyone. But you know, hopefully you are able to work it out to where they'll come back and are not totally soured by their experience at Mohegan Sun for whatever reason or whatever happened. Yes.
How have you worked on building great employee and player relationships?
On a daily basis. I don't say that lightly. It's you know, you're learning something every day, or you're meeting a new guest for the first time, and you get to understand or appreciate their likes or dislikes and what room type. As simple as that. You know, it's you're constantly working with whatever guests, and especially the new ones, the ones that just introduced them. And you like it when someone says, Randy, I'm sending someone new to you. I'm sending my someone that they want you to represent them. You know, their relationship with Mohegan Sun is in part, or in large part, what I can do or not do. And so when they want me to be involved with their friend or family member, that means a lot to me because I'm doing something right, and that's what you're always striving for, trying to do something right for the company that's keeping you employed. Yes?
Considering your native background, have you experienced any adversity in getting yourself to where you are now, and how has this affected your role?
Not adversity in my professional life. You know, I remember in younger years, a long time ago, you know, when being Native American wasn't as recognized as it is in present day, and maybe what's still lacking in the history books is learned from professors, or you clean something on a computer. You know, being Native isn't as negative that some people may have looked at it years back. You know, in fact, some people claim to be it when maybe they're really not. You know, it's a tremendous source of pride to be who I am and what I am. So I really haven't experienced it in my professional life, though, real quick. But there was one day when I was working one of the VIP lounges, and you know, you check people in, and this person, this man of minority persuasion, shall I say, I am not sure what ethnicity, but nonetheless, you're supposed to card folks when they come to the podium. You know, you check their ID, whatever, and 2 or 3 days in a row, you're supposed to card them all the time. 2 or 3 days in a row, I carded them, and that's what we're supposed to do. I said, how come you're the only one that cards? Again, minority persuasion, you know, you're the only one that cards me. Is there something to do with my color? And I said, do you see my color? Do you think it's something to do with color? It's no disrespect to you, sir. It's just, you know, what we're asked to do. You know, we're not just supposed to automatically send folks into the lounge because it's a VIP lounge, and especially if you don't recognize them. But you know, it's always stuck with me, that moment when you know, I was effectively accused of being prejudicial to another person of minority persuasion. Yes, sir.
What is the most difficult part about your job?
Difficult part?
Yeah.
Not being able to come through for a guest, their wants or whatever. It's not something that sits well with me, but it's understood. Sometimes, and this is also part of it, sometimes if the relationship you have with a guest isn't working out, it happens, you know, it's just bad vibes, whatever. They can ask our supervisor, you know, Randy, and you know, direct to us or supervisor through email, whatever. I want a new representative, you know, for whatever reason. And it does happen, not often, thankfully, but and our supervisors told us down through the years, don't take it personal, but for whatever reason I do, because what did I not do for this guest that had them want to switch? But you can't please everyone, you know, and that's what he means by don't take it personal. You know, whatever position you're in, there's gonna be some that whatever kind of conflict, if not lack of a better word, you're not gonna always be able to be there for every person, sales or whatever, and you know, I'm effectively a salesperson too. So when they wanna switch to someone else, it's, you know it has to happen, but I wish whatever I did, it didn't happen. Yes, sir.
What can the casino and gambling industry bring to the sports and entertainment venues?
Well, in Mohegan, and there's a lot of these out there, there's sports books all over the place, and this, sports, certainly because of those sports books, there's more popularity now than, you know, well, different kind of popularity with it. You know, sitting home and watching a game, or going to the sports bar and with your friends and watching a game is one thing. Having whatever kind of money bet on that game, you know, that's part of the casino industry and the gambling industry, especially when our sports book opened, it was a year ago, February. But, you know, they're dotted around. I don't know if there's one in Rhode Island, I don't know, but Twin River or Tiverton, but, you know, that's part of the casino industry now, those sports books. And it's a big part of it, online gambling, it's a big part of gaming. But, you know, they're all related to casino gambling, gaming one way or another. Sports and entertainment, it's a big market, and sportsbook is a big part of, in this case now, Mohegan Sun. Yes.
Do you think having a customer loyalty program for your guests is important?
Absolutely. You know, with our program, it's called a Momentum program, and whatever they call it at other properties, you know, you gain points, you know, for every gambling dollar or whatever amount of dollars, you gain momentum points. And there's also, they're called status points. So momentum dollars, it's like $1. You get to spend those. Restaurant, whatever, stores, shops. So it's a benefit. It's a comp effectively for every dollar you spend. Like Stop and Shop, you get Stop and Shop points or whatever. And so you get money off, or you get a discount in gas and things. You know, it's the loyalty program is the big reason why people will go to this property or that property. Free slot play offers, free bet offers, comp offers. It's all part of the industry, you know, and people, they pay attention. We just had a triple status point day. Status points is what gets you the different cards. You know, there's card 1 and 2 or 3, you know, different names to them, but and the more points you earn, the higher you go up. And with that elevation in cards comes free rooms, or a different amount of tickets, or higher or free slot play offers, or comp offers. It's, folks know their offers, and if for some reason they drop or whatever, if they go up, they fluctuate based on your gambling, but they're well aware of them. Oh, I get this at this property, I get this at this property. They know them very well, and you know, when I look them up, or they know what they feel they gambling, and when I look it up, and you know, well, the machine, my computer doesn't tell me what you think you did, but and your card has to be read. You know, there's so much about it, and all electronic and computer driven. And I get calls all the time from guests, Andy, how come I'm not getting a complimentary room, or how come my office dropped? But the loyalty program, it's a big part of having people come back and continue to go to our property versus not going to our property. Yes.
What is the culture like working at Mohegan Sun?
Well, forgive me, but it may be repeating myself. The native part of it, tremendous source of pride for me. You know, I'm not working at MGM or any other property, but not that if the opportunity was there, perhaps that would be okay too. But working for a tribe, working for a Native American casino, and a few minutes from home for that matter, the culture is a big part of it. And Mohegan Sun in particular, the culture doesn't mean just the native aspect of it, the ethnicity, but how you're supposed to treat the guests, you know, and greet them, you know, be it the hotel agent or security as they walk around. Mohegan Sun, they have this program, the Koi program, you know, welcome the guests, you know, you're supposed to hopefully smile, You know, whether you're having a not so good day or not, the guests, customers, they're customers of Mohegan Sun. They're customers that, from day one, some of them have been coming, it's been open 26 years now. Some have been going there since, a lot of employees since day one employees. And it's intrinsic upon the people to know what Mohegan Sun expects of all their employees, from EBS right up to the top of customer service folks, the hotel agents, the VIP call center. You know, there's an expectation on that guest part that despite how good or bad your day is going, you're treating that guest with the respect they deserve and expect of Mohegan Sun. Otherwise, there's another property 10, 15, 20, 2 hours away. And a lot of folks come from 2 or 3 hours away driving wise because they like Mohegan Sun that much compared to Massachusetts. No disrespect to Encore, but folks, Randy, if 5 minutes from my home, I'm coming to Mohegan Sun. And a large part of Mohegan Sun and the marketing of it is, not saying this about myself necessarily, but it's who's representing Mohegan Sun when they want something done. You're that face of Mohegan Sun in this case. And you better do your best in order to keep them coming back to Mohegan Sun or coming in the door for the first time.
I was gonna say, I think we have maybe time for one more question.
I wanna ask one. I'm off script here.
Have you been to Mohegan Sun, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
So you mentioned a lot about free rooms, comps, etc. I'm sure there's a lot of communication that goes on between player development reps and the restaurant staff, the arena staff. Do you put a certain amount of inventory aside for comps?
Inventory, like rooms?
Like rooms, like tables, like tickets. Is there a certain percentage of that available tables, rooms, tickets, etc. set aside for comps?
They're depending on the night. Like when Bruce Springsteen was scheduled back in March, as an example, you know, or we just had Kenny Chesney, and you know the popular shows, the tickets run low, but doesn't mean there may not be some left still for you know the higher end guests, or I go to my supervisor, you know, can I get this person in? Level of play has a big impact on whether we can do something or not. Rooms, you know, if the hotel show's sold out, but sometimes it's absolutely 100% sold out, but sometimes there's last minute cancellations, or the bigger end suites, you know, the presidentials and the royals and things that normally don't get rented out or put up on the market that day, but some players, they warrant certain things that others can't get, and so we can get them in, or what shows are sold out, but we know that. The internal workings of it, the guests wouldn't know, but, oh yeah, hey, I got your room, you know, and you feel good when you know, it's sold out, but Randy, can you do this or that, or tickets, or restaurants, call the manager, restaurants booked solid, but, you know, they work with us, because their livelihood is based on what guests we bring in. We work with the higher end guests. No disrespect to anyone, because all of them are important. The penny players to the 10,000 per hand vet, and more. But with that level of play comes the opportunity or ability to try and get things done that we couldn't get done for someone else. And makes you feel good when you can. And all restaurants suddenly, yeah, we'll get you a table, Randy. Oh yeah, we get you in at 8:30, but not 8 o'clock. You know, they try their best to work with us, the venues, because a large part of their business is based on what we do.
Thank you very much for coming today, and thank you the press for all the questions that you've had. I guess that's it. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.